Assalamu alaikum. A'udhu billahi minash shaitanir rajim. Bismillahir rahmanir rahim. Alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Rabbana atina fid dunya hasanatan wa fil akhirati hasanatan wa qina azaban nar. Rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wahlul 'uqdatam min lisani yafqahu qawli waj'al li waziran min ahli هارون أخي واشدد به أزري وأشركه في أمري لنسبحك كثيرا ونذكرك كثيرا إنك كنت بنا بصيرا وصلى اللهم على محمد وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين والحمد لله رب العالمين. Welcome, dear friends. Inshallah, we will start a new section of this studies from the words, which is the 24th word. And this is basically a commentary on the verse in the name of God, Bismillah Rahman Rahim, the merciful, the compassionate. God, there is no God but He. His are the most beautiful names. So, which is from the Quran, section 20, verse 8. So, basically, a description of who God is. There is no God but He, La ilaha illallah. His are the most beautiful names. Now, the author says, we shall indicate 5 branches of the many truths from the luminous tree of this glorious verse. I mean, when we read it in the Mus'haf, in the scripture, yes, we see, okay, yes, He is God and there is no God but He, and His are the most beautiful names. That's just what the message that the scripture gives, but we have to confirm and verify this and try to understand this. What is being told to me, and why am I being told this? That yes, La ilaha illallah, which is a message that I have to live with continuously as I am journeying in my life in this world. And then also additionally seeing that all the different things I'm experiencing point to His beautiful name. So I definitely need the universe in my journey, my existence, and the existence of the universe to confirm this message. Now, the author starts the first branch by explaining how the different titles, qualities, names can be seen and can be understood. So he says, study the 4th branch carefully. In the beginning, he mentions that he has 5 branches, and study the 4th one carefully, and then hold on to the 5th branch and climb it, then pluck its fruits. So we'll see how he builds along in this 24th word, how he kind of relays the message in terms of how the qualities and the different degrees of the names or the qualities that are being manifested can be seen and understood as. So let's start with the first branch. A sultan has different titles in the spheres of his government, and different styles and attributes among the classes of his subjects, and different names and signs in the levels of his rule. So a leader, basically, a government official, can display different kind of styles and attributes based on what area he is working on, with different people that he is working for, right? So different names and signs and the levels of his rule. So for example, a just judge in the judiciary, sultan in the civil service, commander-in-chief in the army, and caliph in the learned establishment. If making an analogy with these, you know the rest of his names and titles, you will understand that a single sultan may possess 1,000 names and titles in the spheres of his rule and levels of government. It is as if through his corporate personality and telephone, the ruler is present and knowing in every sphere, and through his laws and regulations and representatives, sees and is seen, and behind the veil in every degree, disposes and sees, governs and observes through his decree, knowledge, and power. So a human example in terms of a leader in in this world, in society, for a, let's say, a town or a country, and how the exercise of his authority and power can be seen in a variety of different ways. So the different styles and attributes are to be paid attention to, different names and signs, right? So different titles in the sphere of his rules and level of government. Right. So the other important part is that a particular personality that is gets developed by displaying all these different titles and different styles and attributes, where the ruler is kind of shows his presence and his know-how, his rulership in every of those areas that he interfaces with, interferes with, and through his laws and regulations, sees whatever he is capable of, and then is seen in terms of what his rules are. And right, so behind the veil in every degree disposes and sees, governs, and observes through his decree, knowledge, and power. So this is the analogy of how we can understand the different qualities, different degrees, levels of the presence of the Lord of the universe in terms of his qualities being manifested. So it is exactly the same for the sustainer of all the worlds, who is the ruler of pre-eternity and post-eternity in the degrees. So this is interesting. Degrees of his dominicality. He has attributes and designations which are all different, but which look to each other. So attributes and designations which are all different. So they do come in degrees, basically. Right? So giving life, for example, the quality for an insect is different than the life of a plant, than the life of a human being. So it comes in different varieties and degrees, but which look to each other. So everything points to the one who gives life, for example, a hay. And in the spheres of his Godhead, he has names and marks, which are all different, but which are one within the other. So, and in his magnificent activities, he has representations and appellations, which are all different, but which resemble each other. So although they're different, but they resemble each other. So every example that he mentions in terms of attributes and designations, which are all different, but which look to each other. So it gives the idea of the different degrees and varieties of the qualities that are being experienced. And in the disposals of his power, so the power, he has titles which are all different, but which hint of one another. And in the manifestations of his attributes, he has sacred appearances which are all different, but which show one another. And in the displays of his acts, he has wise disposals, which are of numerous sorts, but which complete one another. And in his multicolored art and varieties of creatures, he has splendid aspects of dominicality, which are all different. So in the multicolored art and varieties of creatures that are given existence, splendid aspects of his dominicality, his lordship, his ownership, which are all different, but which look to one another. And together with this in every world, in every realm of beings, the title of one of the most beautiful names is manifested. So the title of the most beautiful names is manifested in every being. In each sphere, one name is dominant, and the other names are subordinate to it. Rather, they are there on account of it. So every being, there are multiple qualities that may resemble each other, but they all point to the same one. Right, so we kind of discussed this aspect also, that one name is dominant in many discussions. The author pinpoints this degrees and variety of how the different qualities are apparent in existence, and where one may be more dominant than the other. But then all the other names are there as well. So let's say if I am hungry or some thirsty, so maybe like let's say the food that I am eating, the fruit that I am shows maybe the quality of nourishment more dominant, and then the mercy and beauty and all life and all the other names can become subordinate to it, but all of them, all those names work together. All right, so before I move forward, does anybody think wants to share any other excitement or something they found, something that we need to speak about in this analogy of how to understand the different qualities being manifested, and how can we see the different flavors, degrees, varieties, and why do we see that first of all?
What's going on though in these paragraphs? Like, what is the author trying to draw our attention towards? Is what I was wondering about. It's very theoretical, very abstract. I mean, I wonder what to do with this.
Yeah, Brother Ali, please go ahead.
Now, from the very beginning, starting with the verse and the following some points attracted my attention, and I just wanted to share with you. Yeah, something is going on here. Okay, then the original of the verses, original language of the verses, Allahu la ilaha illahu huwa al-asma'ul husna. This kind of verses should be read in this way. The meaning is God, there is no God but He. It doesn't say there is no God but God. It says God, Allahu, la ilaha illallah. No, la ilaha illahu. His are the most names. Lahul asma'ul husna. Now, we should read this kind of verses, bearing in mind that in order to confirm what the Quran is saying, we have to go from the end to the beginning. So we have to investigate the word which the author is going to investigate or is going through investigation in order to come to this conclusion. Whoever has, because there is no God but He. Whoever has all these beautiful, perfect qualities. It is usually literally translated as most beautiful names, but this is the literal meaning, which means most perfect qualities manifested in the existence of the beings. We have to look for a source that can have it. All these perfect qualities manifested in their existence. And we cannot find anyone. We cannot find anyone. Now, whoever has these qualities, or these qualities belong to him, whoever these qualities belong to, must be he, and apart from he, there is no God. But there must be somebody who has these qualities. This is God, Allah. So we say, yeah, when I say I believe in God, I should mean I looked at the universe, found out a lot of perfect qualities manifested in them. Who has this? I look at everywhere in the universe, every being, not everywhere. I don't need to look everywhere. In each and every thing, they are here in the universe. See that these qualities doesn't have anybody here that I can say, because of this it is happening. So of course, everybody knows it, but and also we keep talking about it. They say nature, and what is nature? It is just a name that I named how the things are coming into existence. So this name cannot be the source of existence of the things. That's my observation, and the title I gave it, or the name I gave to them. So, the habit of this man wakes up, or goes to bed at 9 o'clock. Now it is 9 o'clock. You see, look. Now the light is off, you see. It always goes to sleep. It happens in this way. This is, we can say, the materialists say, this is the nature of the thing it's happening. No, the man is preferring this, making it on a regular base. That's it. He's consistent. That shows his quality. Not that I say the order of the house is such that at 9 o'clock lights goes off. No, there is no order existing out there. But we are observing the way the man is behaving in a perfect way, in an orderly way, and I name it, this is the nature of the things happening. This is one point. It is another point, as you underlined here, sees and is seen. Attracted my attention. Sees and is seen. What does it mean? Now, through his laws and regulations and representatives, he, the authority, the Sultan, sees and is seen. But it's very simple. This is the example. This is just an analogy. This is the Sultan, a piece from the created world. But this analogy must be transformed into an absolute ghaib being. It means a being who is not within the universe physically appearing, but the source of the existence of the universe. So he sees means here his quality in that particular department, if you like, here like judiciary department, civil service department, army department, and whatever, and the education department, he is called caliph. So his quality being for example, commander-in-chief of the army, this quality, for example, Malik kulli shay. Now, this quality is manifested, as you explained, concerning the second paragraph, in that department. So it is the manifestation of the qualities in this department is described as he is seeing. Now, it doesn't mean that my creator doesn't see, but he has given me all the animals, he has given the sight to see. He sees, but we should understand he manifests his quality there. And also is seen. He is seen. It means, this quality will be observed or can be easily observed by conscious beings. So it's, commander-in-chief quality is here. Therefore, whoever owns this quality, as the Quran describes it, must be the creator of the universe, God. The Quran says he is God. His name is God. Call it God in Arabic, Allah. So I can recognize it. It means he manifests this. I recognize him with his quality there, present there. Of course, in the following paragraph, as Asim, you rightly emphasized on the importance of it. Oh, each other, each other, each other. How many times repeated? All the qualities resemble each other, look to each other. What else? Look to each other, resemble each other, show one another. Yeah. There must be something in that, some more. Yeah. But which look to another again. Yeah. All right. That's enough. I mean, many of them. So with this each other, as uh, Asim explained it, but I will add something to it. Just a little interesting, for me, interesting point. For example, in the judiciary department, the name judge manifests and others in the second degree. But that is what Asim explained. That is fair enough, understood. But we have to see something more into it, into this reality that we have to understand it. The judge is, the name judge is manifested there, but with the judge is dominant, but the other name, for example, commander in chief, the most powerful one, the knowledgeable one, the wise one. Now, wise one, it manifests the name, the judge, manifest with, as the text is highlighted here, in each sphere, one name is dominant, the other names are subordinate to it. They are, they are on account of it. This point was needs explanation. They are there on account of it. It means under what the judgment, the name judgment requires from power. For example, there is no power, the judgment is nothing. But judge is the dominant one. Knowledge, if there was no knowledge, judge means nothing, yeah, but doesn't function. Wisdom, if there was no wisdom, judge doesn't function. Although judge is the dominant one, the others are manifested there as subordinate to it, but their manifestation is also necessary. What we have to do while we are in, for example, eating, we like the food as nourishment and say that, okay, God has provided this provision, this food for me. He is the best nourisher, all right. But he is the most powerful one. He is the most knowledgeable one. He knows me so that he knows my needs, and accordingly he nourishes me. And he must be powerful, because in order to create the food, he must be able to create it. Power is needed, knowledge is needed, wisdom is needed, beauty is needed. So the balance is needed, wisdom is needed. So, Alhamdulillah, that is a very interesting point, that in each being, in fact, if we are very careful, we can see the manifestations of the qualities of God all together, although one of them is dominant. That is a beautiful and very satisfactory understanding of the universe as far as I am concerned. I feel this way. That is my excitement about the text we studied. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Brother Ali. There's a comment from Fariha. Can we say that we are talking about the interconnectedness of the various qualities that we experience here? That is, mercy cannot exist without justice, for example. So I think, yes, we can come to that conclusion and understanding. As Brother Ali was explaining, that based on, although some qualities may seem more dominant than the others, but they are on account of it points to the fact that we are able to see all the qualities manifested on a being, on an event, on anything at the same time. All right, any other thoughts, comments? So as long as they, Faria continues, as long as they help me all point to an absolute source of existence. Yes. So wondering what those qualities, where are they coming from? Let's say looking at a being, let's say a fruit, that one is eating and seeing all the different qualities, power, knowledge, wisdom, art, beauty, nourishment. So all of them, yeah, they point to that La ilaha illallah. So as we're going through the stage, wondering of all those different qualities, who they belong to, then we conclude that it belongs to that one, He, and then there is no God but He, and that is how we understand who God is or Allah is.
Thank you. If I may add something, it reminds me of an analogy. So when we play jigsaw puzzles, at first they're all just shoved in together in a box. I feel sometimes in our experiences with the universe, that's how we encounter things. So just trying to put the pieces together. Some pieces may be bigger, some may be smaller, and I'm just referring that to the qualities or the attributes as mentioned by the author here. So sometimes we are able to connect all those pieces and get the bigger picture of things. In other times, we're just able to connect a few. But the whole point here is, I think how some things are really tangled in, and when things are tangled in, it can be a little tedious to untangle it, but the whole point is, as long as I can just start step by step, just untangle one thing and then see the quality that's manifested there, as long as it connects me to the source of its existence. That's the matter in a nutshell. Thank you.
Thank you. Yeah, so gradually building it in terms of investigating all the qualities and then tying it together. All right, so we'll continue. Furthermore, in every level of beings, many or few, great or small, a particular or general, he has an appearance through a particular manifestation. So in each and every being, no matter what size, shape, or particular or general, there is an appearance through a particular manifestation, a particular dominicality, a particular name. That is to say, although the name in question is general and encompasses everything, it is turned towards a thing with such intention and importance that it is as if it is special to that thing alone. So that name is turned towards a thing which with such intention and importance. So the quality of something can be seen, okay, that is the one of the dominant qualities, and we can see it in that thing clearly. So turn towards a thing with such intention and importance that that it is as if it is special to that thing alone. So we tie it to that particular quality, right? So whatever the quality or attribute of something. So for example, orange will be tied to vitamin C as the dominant thing. So maybe that's the biggest, maybe nutrition available. So as an example, but then it has other nutritional facts as well. So in the maybe the quality of mercy, maybe the dominant name that is looking towards that particular creation of the orange, and then there's like other qualities, power, knowledge also that are to turn towards it. So moreover, although the all-glorious Creator is close to everything, there are almost 70,000 luminous veils obscuring him. You can compare how many veils there are from the particular degree of creativity of the name of Creator which is manifested on you. Degree of creativity of the name of Creator, which is manifested on you to the greatest degree and supreme title, which is Creator of all the universe. So I will come back to Brother Ali. Let me just finish the paragraph. That means on condition you leave the whole universe behind you from the door of creativity, you may reach the limits of the name of Creator and draw close to the sphere of attributes. Yes, Brother Ali, please go ahead.
Just I wanted to draw your attention. The translation makes it a little bit obscure what the author is saying here. Where is it? This all glorious Creator is close to everything. There are almost 70,000 luminous veils obscuring him. Now, of course, the translator didn't mean that they completely obscures it so that we don't know, we can see them. No. From our eyes, if we are not careful, we may think that these veils makes it impossible for us to see the creators manifesting there, the qualities of the creator manifesting there. We call it all the veils of causes, because the order is taking place or realized in the way that the creator always follows the same way of creating, which is called, everybody knows, but for the sake of recording, in the Quran, Sunnatullah. So that is how he creates. That's it. Sunnatullah doesn't mean there is a universe, there's something else. We always emphasize this. So this way of creation may cause in our eyes, through familiarity, we may think that, oh, always this tree gives apple tree. That's it. I mean, this is an apple tree, isn't it? So it is producing it as if the veil is, tree is a veil. But the Quran says tree is, I'm thinking of the word. Tree is created as a veil, to function as a shafat. What was the word?
Intercessor.
Yeah, as an intercessor. It means the way it is created by God so that I should see the tree is created as an intercessor, not to be a veil. But the result is created by God. So these luminous veils not obscuring him, but maybe understood by us as a real veil, which seems to be obscuring him. That is what I want to share it. But the word shouldn't be used in obscuring it. And the original language doesn't say it is obscuring. But that's the original language says, the all good, glorious creator, yeah, is close to everything, and there are almost 70,000 luminous veils, period. That's it, full stop.
So could it be referring to the angelic side, the meaning, angels, 70,000?
Yeah, that is another subject, but I wanted to just draw attention with the word obscuring him is not originally there, and also it may be misunderstood. That, of course, you will talk about it, this angelic side of these 70,000 luminous veils. Looks like intermediaries for us.
Thank you for pointing that out, Brother Ali. So there's a comment from Fariha. So each quality is an intercession to another quality, is the point here. I don't think we were mentioning that. So the thing, for example, the tree that we are interacting with acts as the intercessor in terms of it's the means or anything in whatever we are interacting with can be seen as the intercessor, like the cause and effect that we may see that this is the cause of this. So all those are not the cause, but the intercessors that we are going through.
So it
The
means,
actual, yeah, go ahead, brother.
please, you go ahead if you want to say.
So I was saying the actual, let's say, I'm thinking that the tree is giving the fruit. So the actual provider is the one who made the fruit and the tree. So
Feriha, and what does it mean then? It says, what does that mean? Yeah, correct. So intercessor means for me. For me. If I want to reach out to God, He is absolute and I am not. I am a created being, completely contradictory in essence. How can I present what I want Him to create for me? So the universe is created as an intercessor for me. So without using the intercessor of the universe, I cannot really approach God. Even I cannot know who the creator is, or even there is a creator. How can I know? There must be intercessor from my side. God doesn't need it, but I need it. In this sense, I understand intercession in the existence of the universe and also in the language of the Quran. Depending on the context, uses there is no intercessor, directly created everything by God. Everything is created by God. And he says he gives some things to authorize that thing as an intercessor. Sometimes he says it depends on his will, whether he will assign an intercessor or not. It means depending on the way he is creating anything. For example, in the creation of spirit, there is no intercessor. Directly he creates it, ruh. He creates the ruh. There is no intercessor. But how about now me? I want apple, or the orange example you are using. So let's go back to your example. I want orange. What shall I do? I have to ask the intercessor to let God know that I want orange. God says, okay, if you want me to create you orange, then go and ask this intercessor, tree, orange seed, put it there, intercessor, water it, water is intercessor, put it in the soil is intercessor, make sure the sun will be there, sun is intercessor. So I have to obey this way of creation and make it sure that sunlight is received by the seed, and make sure that the seed is buried in soil, and make sure that water is there. All the intercessor, I have to use it. Intercessors, I have to use it. So I will ask the intercessor, please let the creator know that I want orange. This is a beautiful and sweet way of understanding the Quranic verse intercessor. In some senses, there is no intercessor, of course. To create my spirit, there is no intercessor. And for example, if I am hungry, then I eat food. So food is intercessor, and it is necessary. So Allah will authorize food to act as the intercessor between him and me. So it is my duty to ask the intercessor to go there. As far as the prophet, which is understood in the Quran, only the prophet is intercessor by classical scholarship. In some cases, of course, it is definitely true, but it is not a comprehensive understanding of intercessor. But in terms of the prophetic intercession, again, if I want guidance from the Creator, how can I get it? How can I get it without the intercessor, the prophets? Intercessors, prophets. I have to look for the one who is employed to carry his guidance to me. So I have to learn what they are teaching, that is intercessor. Quran is an intercessor. So I have to study the Quran so that through which I will present my petition to my Creator. I need your guidance. Otherwise, without attempting to these intercessors, I cannot really reach out God's guidance. So I need intercessors. That is, all the created beings need intercessors. So I have to grow the tree. I have to learn the Quran and what it teaches. I have to take the prophetic example, how he really practices. These are all intercessors for me to obtain the guidance of God. This is necessary for me. Without prophets, I cannot get God's guidance. So without angels or angelic side of the creation, I cannot get manifestations of the qualities of God. It is my reality. But for spirit, I don't need any intercessor. Directly is given to me. My existence as created by God, I don't need an intercessor. He gives me existence directly. This beautiful way of understanding that we have to study prophetic life and learn his teachings through his exemplary life, so that I will be eligible to use this intercessor and ask God to give me guidance. Without knowing what the prophet taught and waiting that the prophet is going to intercede me between me and God, then giving authority to the prophet himself. And like giving authority to the tree to grow the orange. Oh, extremely dangerous now. This is a minefield. That's what the Quran says, shirk. So you see classical studies, I'm sure Farah is among us and are aware of it. These are working on most of the, not all, but majority of the classical scholars are working on the minefield, really dangerous. And some of them deny there is no intercession. Some of them says definitely is the agent, not the intercessor, used by me. I am using it, the tree. Tree itself is not intercessor. It is, as far as I can approach God's nourishment or the creation of orange, that is the order of the universe, order of the creation, that I have to grow tree. Without tree, I cannot get orange. Work on it. Inshallah, that is understood. Thank you.
Inshallah, thank you. That was very good. Beautiful way of living, actually. So Faria continues in her comment. So everything becomes an intercessor with this awareness of following the order in creation. Yes, so therefore we must communicate with the intercessors to stay connected with the creator of the universe. Correct. Yeah, we definitely need the universe to exist. We need the meaning behind it. So communicating with the meaningful side, with the whales or the angels, we must be careful not to make the intercessor my creator. So what do you mean that the spirit doesn't need an intercessor? Because I am spirit not from this universe, directly given existence in the form of a body here. So there is a question here. What does it mean to not need an intercessor when it comes to the spirit, for example?
She gives the answer in the following sentence.
Because I am spirit not from this universe, directly given existence in the form of a body. In the form of a body. Yeah, along with the body, given existence, where the body becomes meaningful through the spirit.
As if home, body is the home for spirit.
I see, yeah. All right. Any other comments or thoughts on this?
This makes so much sense because, we can really realize that the spirit is not from this universe. The spirit is not of the nature of this universe. And so in this universe, the intercessor is the body, I would say. The intercessor for the spirit is the body, because that's through which we experience the universe. And once we realize that things are just intercessor, as in means for me to get acquainted with my reality, that I'm just a guest here, I guess. In this universe, the body's temporary abode. Everything is just acting as an intercessor to connect me to. When I say my reality, I mean capital R reality, which is belonging to an absolute source of existence. And then I think, I mean, at least I'm just sharing my thoughts here. To me, capital R reality means that's what the purpose of the human journey is. That's, what the purpose of my existence is. That's what I'm trying to get at while journeying and experiencing the universe. Yeah, I think that the spirit knows that everything is just transient, subject to perishing, just temporarily using, just like Brother Lee was saying, the house, the frame. You can even call it the car, the structure, and so we need to work on what this capital R reality is, because it just encapsulates everything we say, like, oh, I belong to an absolute source of existence. Oh, and what does that mean? Well, there must be a permanent abode for the spirit to reside, inshallah. Just sharing some the thoughts that were imparted right now.
Sure, thank you. All right, so continue. So you can compare how many veils there are from the particular degree of creativity of the name of creator. Let's try to understand this. We have a few minutes left. So all these intercessors or veils are existing. So there's a degree of creativity. So in the example of the orange, all the different intercessors, the tree, the soil, the sun, the atmosphere, air, are all in need of being given existence, need to be created. So the whole universe is needed, which points to the quality of name of creator, giving existence to things. And this is manifested on you to the greatest degree. So everything in my existence manifests the name of creator and supreme title, which is creator of all the universe. The title of Rabbul Alameen. All right, so let me see what I understand from this. So that means on condition you leave the whole universe behind you from the door of creativity. You may reach the limits of the name of creator and draw close to the sphere of attributes. All right, so through this name of creator that I experience on my being, I can relate to everything else in the universe and see this title of creator of the whole universe, and then draw my conclusions from that in terms of the other qualities that I experience. Some comment, let me see what Fariha says. I can further say that spirit is what we experience as our human consciousness. Do you agree? Yes, I agree. We are mostly interact with the universe using our feelings, and human consciousness is there as well, the elements, so all that part of the spirit. All right, so does anybody want to talk on this or understand what this is going on here in terms of how the author is sharing that all these whales form the degree of creativity of the name of creator, which is manifested on you to the greatest degree.
Perhaps the door of creativity means what I experience here in creation, the act of creation. And through the act of creation, to like reflecting on this act of creation, what is the source of existence of this, then only then I can reach the qualities of its creator. On condition you leave the whole universe behind you from the door of creativity, like, because that's what I'm observing here: continuous change, activity, act of creation from the universe. From act of creation I can reach, ascend to the different layers that are manifested, pointing to its source of existence, connecting back to the attributes and divine names we were mentioning. I'm just sharing out some thoughts.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, so what I'm kind of trying to understand is the reaching the limits of the name of creator. So by looking at my existence and the existence of the universe, I can come to that understanding closer and closer to what the name or the quality of being of the creator, Khalik or creator, the maker, the creator is. And that's how I get close to all his other qualities, starting from the existence, from the createdness of each and every being, right, which is encompassed in everything. So the general name, as you mentioned earlier, particular name, that is a name in question, is general and encompasses. So that's generally being manifested, this name of creator or the quality of creatorship in each and every being, including my own being. Once I see the createdness in the things, then I can further get closer to the other attributes and qualities as well. So start seeing the other, the beauty, the mercy, the power, the shape, form, all that, all those other attributes are become visible. Does everybody agree? That makes sense? All right, I guess no comment, so that means yeah, inshallah, let's try to live and understand this with the understanding of the different intercessors we are living and experiencing. All right, well, maybe we can stop here for today. I know the time is up. So we will continue, inshallah, next time with this. And if there's anything that anybody wants to talk about, we can also go into that. All right, so Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Subhanaka la ilma lana illa ma alamtana. Innaka anta al-alim al-hakim wa akhiru da'wana alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen. Bi hurmati suratul Fatiha. Thank you, everyone.